Nice that you are looking at public image of Taylor Swift Part 3. In August 2017, a sexual assault trial was held in the United States District Court for the District of Colorado, involving former DJ David Mueller, a KYGO-FM radio employee, who filed for defamation against Swift. He claimed she had him wrongfully terminated following an incident at a 2013 meet and greet, in which Swift posed for a photo with Mueller. Swift alleged Mueller reached under her skirt and grabbed her buttocks in the photo. Mueller was escorted out of the concert once Swift reported it to her mother and team. The incident was reported to KYGO, and Mueller was fired shortly thereafter. He sued Swift for defamation in September 2015, claiming he never touched Swift under her skirt, and that he lost his job and reputation due to her false claims. Swift counter-sued Mueller for battery and sexual assault, seeking $1 in damages. The jury ruled in Swift's favor. The trial was a subject of wide media attention due to Swift's status as a high-profile celebrity. In a post-trial statement, Swift revealed she counter-sued Mueller to empower other victims of sexual assault. The BBC stated that the trial was culturally significant as it highlighted the underreporting of sexual assaults. Swift's refusal to back down even though the defense lawyers attempted to discredit her, and the symbolic $1 damages. Brand strategists said that Swift has been not only trying to empower ordinary women that she doesn't know but also music industry colleagues, with the case. Public relations expert Marvit Brito stated that Swift is aware that her defiance in fighting against these allegations, not only made toward her but other artists and colleagues, will achieve global visibility around sexual assault issues that, in many cases, go unreported and ignored and are marginalized. In December 2017, Swift was named a silence breaker in Time magazine's Person of the Year issue. Elle described the trial as a landmark case, aiming to not bankrupt the perpetrator, but to set a precedent for other artists and women around the world to speak up and hold predators accountable for the irreparable damage they cause. Additionally, Swift donated $250,000 to American singer Kesha in 2016 to assist her with the legal fees for her sexual assault case, and further donation to the Joyful Heart Foundation for survivors of sexual assault in 2017. In January 2024, AI-generated deepfake pornographic images portraying Swift spread across multiple social media platforms, provoking criticism and calls for legislative reform from the White House and SAG-AFTRA. Twitter suspended several accounts that posted the controversial images, with one tweet of the screenshot of the images receiving over 47 million views before the account was finally suspended. Twitter also temporarily blocked searches of Taylor Swift on the platform. U.S. Senators Dick Durbin, Lindsey Graham, Amy Klobuchar and Josh Hawley subsequently introduced the Disrupt Explicit Forged Images and Non-Consensual Edit Act to federally prohibit digitally forged media that depict an identifiable person without their consent. Critics have noted Swift's musical style resonating in albums released by female country singers like Kacey Musgraves, Maren Morris, and Kelsea Ballerini. Swift's on-stage guitar performances contributed to the Taylor Swift effect, a phenomenon to which upsurge in guitar sales to women, a previously ignored demographic, is attributed. According to Todd Cassetti, president of Cassetti Entertainment, everybody was trying to mimic Swift and that many young women were inspired to pick up a guitar because of her. Jim Diodario of the guitar manufacturer Diodario and Brian T. Majeski of the music trades also attributed the guitar sales surge to Swift. British journalist Neil McCormick attributed the breakout success of female singer-songwriters Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan in 2024 to a precedent set by Swift as a woman dominating pop music. There's her odd brand of beauty, part Barbie, part Southern Belle. Swift's career has always seen her playing with the tropes of femininity: the homecoming queen, the fairy nymph, the socialite, only to subvert them with a goofy charm. Joe Ellison, Why I Believe in Taylor Swift. Financial Times journalists Shah Zayadi and Raza Sheikh attributed much of Swift's commercial success with making her young female audience feel understood. The latter opined that Swift is a cultural litmus test. Can we begin to respect art created by famous women, particularly when it explores love stories and womanhood? Kayla Barch of National Review attributed Swift's stardom to her unmatched ability to capture the essence of the modern woman. According to Time journalist Sam Lansky, Swift allows people, many of them women, particularly girls, who have been conditioned to accept dismissal, gaslighting, and mistreatment from a society that treats their emotions as inconsequential, to believe that their emotions and thoughts matter. Feminism is a core aspect of Swift's discography, particularly since 2014. According to Rosen, Swift existed on the modest, Victorian end of the feminist spectrum, compared to pop stars like Beyoncé, Lady Gaga, Rihanna, and Miley Cyrus, who represent aggressively sexualized feminist pop, harnessing big beats and skimpy outfits to work through questions of power and self-determination. However, Swift's songs aren't totally chaste. Sex is there in the rush and flush of the music, and it peeks through, discreetly, in the lyrics. Matthew Green, professor of literature at the University of Nottingham, felt that Swift has transformed tropes of monstrous femininity, the lamia, the witch, the madwoman, into symbols of empowerment. Film scholar Barbara Creed of the University of Melbourne agreed, claiming Swift's misogynistic experiences led her to embrace her monstrous feminine objection while questioning patriarchy, anthropocentrism, misogyny, and the meaning of the human. Examples of Swift's songs that address feminist themes include I Did Something Bad, 2017, The Man, 2019, The Last Great American Dynasty, 2020, Mad Woman, 2020, Vigilante Shit, 2022, and Would've, Could've, Should've, 2022. Songs such as Nothing New, 2021, Castles Crumbling, 2023, and Slut, 2023, explored Swift's views on being a woman in the public eye. Swift's 2014 single, Blank Space, is a satirical feminist critique of her portrayal in media. The Guardian columnist Jessica Valenti called its music video a dystopian feminist fairy tale, playing into the annoying, boy crazy tropes media projected on Swift. In the music video for The Man, Swift portrays a male alter ego named Tyler Swift, presenting several prevalent examples of sexist double standards, including objectification, sexualization, toxic masculinity, and patriarchy. iHeartRadio's Paris Close said it demonstrates how the hubris of male privilege plays out in the real world. The artistic reinventions of her career were also examined feministically. Swift said, "The female artists I know of have to remake themselves 20 times more than the male artists. Or else you're out of a job," in regards to the music industry, discarding female pop stars as soon as they reach their mid-30s. The 2020 Prospect article, "It's time to face the facts. Our male pop stars need to try a bit harder," pointed out the requirement for female pop stars to be highly visual, and to change that visual often. Vanessa Friedman, chief fashion critic of The New York Times, considered Swift's hamster wheel of constant reinvention, are meta-commentary on the expectation that female pop stars unveil new versions of themselves for our viewing pleasure, one-upping their old image with new wardrobes ad infinitum, while male pop stars do not change much. Jeff Nelson of People opined Swift has taken a hammer to that glass ceiling, shattering expectations and blazing a path for the next generation of female artists. In a contradictory perspective, even though Swift described herself as a feminist, her 2014-2015 public appearances and social media posts with female singers and fashion models whom the media called her squad gave some the impression that she did so to keep her name afloat in media. A number of critics claimed Swift's feminism lacks intersectionality, causing her to come off as a white feminist whose clique was really just an exclusive group of mostly white actresses and supermodels. In light of a variety of criticism Swift has received in the media, author Jennifer Weiner opined that everything being Swift's fault is an example for how it's impossible for any woman, whether superstar or mere mortal, to get it right, referring to the scrutiny Swift has received for the demeanors of her former partners, her private jet in regards to climate change, white feminism, sins of capitalism, and even mutant cats. Her Scottish fold pet cats have boosted the breed's popularity, causing unscrupulous opportunists to overbreed them, which resulted in unfortunate genetic mutations. Swift's fashion is widely covered by fashion journalists, and her street style has received acclaim from critics. She has reinvented her image and aesthetic throughout her career, matching respective album cycles with distinct themes and influencing fashion trends in the process. Her style evolution, both within and outside her music, has been the subject of widespread analyses by media outlets. Her dressing style involves synchronizing outfits, blending classic, retro, and cool elements, floral prints, Mary Jane or Oxford shoes, Jimmy Choo boots, and other accessories from Aldo, Prada, Christian Louboutin, Elie Saab, Dolce & Gabbana, Vivienne Westwood, Louis Vuitton and The Row. Her street style features a variety of classic, casual staples, such as denim shorts, white tops, baseball caps, loafers, plaid skirts, combining them with unique jewelry, bold lipstick, and trendy designer handbags. Critics have opined Swift's general disinterest in provocative high fashion despite her wealth, which can be perceived as a bad taste in fashion by some fashion critics, is part of her popular appeal that sets her apart from pop stars like Madonna and Beyoncé. Amanda Krause of Business Insider described Swift's style as simple, understated and attainable, without the shocking fashion antics of Doja Cat, Lady Gaga, and Kim Kardashian. According to Zoe Suan of South China Morning Post, many critics are not impressed by Swift's authentic style choices and her lack of participation in fashion weeks or luxury brand collaborations despite her billionaire status. Suan said, "It's safe to say that while Swift has chosen not to brand herself as an haute couture wearing stylephile, similarly, culture writer Emily Kirkpatrick categorized Swift as a fashion anti-hero." Lauren Sherman, a fashion correspondent at Puck, labeled Swift's style as anthropology gone wild, mismatched, outdated, pedestrian, but instinctual. Savannah Bradley of Business Insider opined that Swift's normal taste in fashion is an aspect of her strategic, Swiftian brand philosophy, where Swift is the audience's best friend. The Wall Street Journal noted her pairing of higher-end labels with relatively affordable brands, making her style accessible. which often result in record impressions and surging sales for the lesser-known fashion labels she wears. Fashion reporter Sarah Chappell said that it contributes to her approachable, relatable image. Vogue's Jonah Waterhouse commented, "Swift has no use for high fashion as she does not use it to propagate her career like other musicians have to." He opined that Swift's wardrobe, in its authenticity to her personal brand and taste, embodies quiet power, as fashion does not influence Swift but she influences fashion instead. Olivia Petter of The Independent considered the critique Swift receives for her fashion as sexist, questioning why every woman in entertainment are expected to deliver over-the-top fashion and Swift for one cannot be allowed to detach herself from such scrutiny. Jake Henry Smith of Glamour echoed the same sentiment, saying Swift dresses like a normal person. Each of Swift's album cycles featured a corresponding fashion style. During her career beginnings in country music, Swift's Girl Next Door image was accompanied by boho-light sundresses, midi skirts, cowboy boots, and a headband. The music videos for Our Song, Teardrops on My Guitar, and Love Story saw her embodying a princess persona by wearing tulle skirts, gowns and corset with floral embellishments. While promoting Fearless, Swift donned glittery gold outfits, ball gowns, and winged eyeliner, exploring more bold and mature garments, often incorporating lower cuts, elegant necklines, sequined fringe, and looser curls. During promotion of Speak Now, Swift incorporated purple and pink shades in her outfits and sported a ponytail, donned Oxford shoes, beanies, collared dresses, and cable knit sweaters. For Red, in 2012-2013, Swift adopted an autumn all-wood robe, wearing bold red lipstick, straight blonde hair with bangs, fedora hats, high-waisted shorts, translucent shirts, stripped tees, knit scarves, raincoats, and saddlebag purses, incorporating more shades of red. This established the retro-cool, hipster-inspired aesthetic. During promotion of 1989, when Swift moved to New York City, her casual street style was often photographed and covered. She had a bob cut and wore neon colors, jumpsuits and two-pieces, crop tops and mini skirts. At the 2016 Met Gala, which she co-chaired, Swift changed her style drastically in a look that trended on Twitter as Bleachella, debuting black lipstick and bleached blonde hair, in a snakeskin dress that would indicate a transition to her next album, Reputation. The black color dominated the moody wardrobe throughout the Reputation campaign, alongside thigh-high boots, dark red lipstick, bodysuits, leotards, hoodies, and cargo pants with camouflage patterns, and serpentine prints and jewelry. In 2019, Swift reinvented her style once again. Camp was her leading fashion motif for Lover, and she dyed a portion of her hair pink. Swift opted for cottagecore aesthetics with folklore and evermore, channeling a rustic, nature-focused look. She dressed herself in lace and gingham clothes, with mussed hairstyles, turtlenecks, and long woolen coats for midnights. Swift leaned towards a dichotomy of glamorous, vintage 1970s aesthetic. Bodices, faux fur, and diamond jewelry on one end, and cashmere, polo shirts, corduroy pants, and wide-legged trousers. She adopted a gothic mood with the Tortured Poets department, whose cover artwork is a shot of Swift lying on a bed wearing black lingerie, a see-through top and high-waist shorts. Journalists dubbed the fashion as mainly dark academia, with influences of coquette, inspired by classic American poets. Following her relationship with Travis Kelce from 2023, Swift adopted a Wags-inspired, game day style, appearing in Kansas City Chiefs merchandise and customized outfits. Her game day fashion received acclaim. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.